there's a people who have been discomforted in a way that they have never known. And they're trying to find the blame. We're pointing fingers down south to the border. We're pointing fingers across the Atlantic and even over into Europe and Russia and Ukraine. We placing blame everywhere. And I'm not going to say we because I ain't got nothing to do with this nation, this considered to be a foolish nation. That's not a people to the Creator. America, this great experiment given to us by the corrupted royal families. What I mean by corrupted, they sit in a seat that doesn't belong to them. They sit on a throne that's not theirs, you know. The great imitators. And then you got one that was foolish enough to give up a birthright, and somehow they felt like they were entitled to get it back regardless of how they did it. And that battle started before they even came out of their mother's womb. This birthright battle, this battle of supremacy. But at the end of the day, we all know that the Creator, the Most High Yahuwah, has choice. Even with the westernized, Eurocentric understanding, which is a complete corruption, that these cultists, higher learning institutions indoctrinate you on. They give you your talking points. They establish your ideology in the words. You understand it. Instead of you being fed by the Ruach, or the Holy Spirit, if you will. But we're thinking of perpetrators thought. We're thinking in the way of a perpetrator that wants to be relieved of their wrongdoings, want to be exonerated from having to be disciplined on their actions and punished. We all know that there's a divine day of sentencing. There's a divine court date coming up. And, yeah. Those elitists that have their hearts set on eliminating foundation. Yeah. You get your part, not ours. We are protected people. I mean, when you think of all the stuff you've done, the kidnapping and human trafficking and the most harsh conditions and the spreading of plagues and diseases and starvation and, drugs, everything. Everything. You hit us with everything to eliminate us. The Tuskegee Airmen with the syphilis. Come on, man. Come on, man. Leopold II in the Congo. Over 10 to 12 million people cut off by the hand of the devil. 30 million or more people displaced from their home, from a God-given land, by the hand of a devil. And those very people that were taken during the transatlantic human trafficking atrocity, those that survived, the women that would give babies, and a lot of them were polluted. The DNA was corrupted. And those babies would go on and, especially the women, corrupted seed, go on and give birth to others. And it just go on and on and on. So now you have a new people, so to speak, little ancient mixed with some old. So us being very ancient in our foundation and our roots, we also mix with the new breed. That was considered to be subhumanoid. So yeah, when you corrupted the seed, you did a lot of wicked things, not only to us, but to others as well. Other indigenous communities and civilizations, a lot of them were completely wiped out. And yes, we know it was allowed by the Most High Yahuwah. But it was a stumbling block for you. You just didn't see it. There was a stumbling block that was being laid out. See, Azazel has a job, and he understands that he can be a distraction to us. He can test us. He can get us upset, piss us off, even get us to where we sitting up looking and shaking our heads, asking the Most High why, questioning the Most High. But just like he found out with Musa, when Musa took his final breath and gave up the Ruach, he wasn't allowed to touch the body of Musa, so we belong to Yahuwah. We had Aduma, and Kwa. ancient Ra-Booyan are ruling. They spread it out everywhere, man, and they, just like it said, they would be little, very little but strong, very intelligent, very meek people, very peaceful. Small group, but always strong. They spread it out. A lot of islands, things like that. They are very indigenous people, the eldest of us. And yeah, you did all kind of stuff, even to them. You know, you destroyed so much, and you took land that didn't belong to you. You misplaced people. You forced people out of their habitations. You took things that belonged to them and not without any justification. Did the Most High Yah come and say, I give you this land as your own? No, he gave you a stumbling block. Believe me, I know. And you don't see it. It's just like we had a stumbling block. The law, the Torah, was our stumbling block. Because we some stiff-necked, gangster-ass people. We always been that way. We like to party. We like to fight. And we show love to invite. We love on you all day, but beat our own people down. And then we love trying to fit in with everybody else and what they're doing. So if this is your God or what you doing over here, we gonna come over there and do that with you too. That's why we in the position that we in, because we had a stumbling block. It was the Torah. But that stumbling block is the same thing that's waking us up. The stumbling block is the very thing that's catching our attention, that's bringing us back around. When y'all had us, our ancestors wrap around that tree 12 times, and then 12 times backward, 12 times forward. Why they did? Witchery. To corrupt our understanding and our will. Y'all thought that hex was gonna last forever, didn't you? That hex has been lifted. 500 is up. In other words, we had a jubilee. And believe me, I've been trying to tell people for quite some time, the weather is about to get ugly. And the clouds, oh man, the clouds are gonna be blacker than blacker than you've ever seen. You're gonna get some real cold days in the summer soon. It's gonna be cold days in the summer. I ain't talking about cold, I'm talking about cold. I'm talking about a fear that comes over you that you can't understand. And your heart is gonna want to give out, but it won't, because that fear is gonna be a bit of punishment, a plague, a wound that can't be healed. That's what the word plague means. Same thing with famine. Famine and plague go hand in hand. A wound, a fatal wound that can't be healed. But by the hand of the Most High, that's the only way that heal can come in, and that wicked sickness that be laid upon you will be restored to good health and repented from the bad. But you don't want to repent from your bed. You don't want to ask the Most High for forgiveness. You don't want to soften your heart. scripture is for those who have been a blessing to the sons and daughters of Abraham, or Abraham, if you will. Those people will be raptured, and what I mean by that is not going up in space or anything like that, but they will be guarded in the hour of destruction. They will be guarded. They will be placed in the circle of the sheep. They will be placed in the circle of the sheep. The circle represents unity, divineness, oneness with the Most High Yahuwah. Through his Yeshua, you are the children of his Yeshua. You have been given everlasting life beyond this one. And all those that have trampled on you also have everlasting life. But if they refuse to give up the wicked ruach, they're born into eternal damnation. Us being a good people, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want everybody to make it into the kingdom that seek the Most High Yahuwah through the divine Son, Yeshua, our brother and our Father. Because the Most High Yahuwah is our grandest of grandest. There's none like him, nor will there be. There's none above him, and he shares his glory with none. Period. I love my son, but I know my son didn't make him. I made him. I get the glory for that. I get the recognition for that. I get the rewards and the accolades for raising up my son, for keeping him out of trouble, for leading him to righteous waters. I don't share that with anybody. As a man, I did mine. It's the same way with the Most High Yahuwah. He brought us up. He brought us through the storm. We had the same baptism as Yeshua. Birthed through the mother, the water, into the world, the fire. And how you come out at the end of it, yes, it's Ruach driven, but it's also granted to you to follow which way you will. Let the good be the good, let the bad be the bad. So, to those people that's not a people, our brothers, sisters, or shall I say our sisters and brothers from another mother, that they call Neanderthal or Denisovan, but we call it Nephi. But through all the shaking up of the glass, yes, we are brothers and sisters. But in order for you to come in that big house that Papa put up for us, you got to get that out of your heart that you have against the original tree, the original branches, the vine. We are connected to the original roots of this Adamah and Noah. We look like Daddy. You look somewhat like Daddy. You ain't got his color though. continue to hate, you should be thanking the original branches of the tree for not jumping in the ocean and just wiping ourselves out and going to live our everlasting life in divinity and righteousness with the Most High Yahuwah. We followed through, we did the job. We got you here, we here. But now you're preparing for race war. And it's not a race war. The word race only means to get somewhere. To be the first in a place or to be on the top, to race to a certain criteria, a certain level. And this was a race for authority. And we used every wicked tool to be able to do this, whether it was through phenotype, through melanation or lack of melanation. We used all these different bits and pieces of trickery and slandering of a people to bring them down to nothing. That way that you would be justified in treating those people ill and taking from those people what belonged to those people and misplacing those people for the 500 years of what is now our Jubilee. I would say to you, repent. Learn to love the original branches of the tree. Take the hate out your heart. Learn. There's nothing new up under the sun. Think about it. This is Mizraim. This is as Egypt was when Musa and Haran went to Pharaoh with the fire of the Most High Yahuwah in orders to allow his people to exit Mizraim so that they could serve him and bless his name. It's the same thing that's going on right now. Think about it. Don't be wiped out with wickedness, because that book is real. And the people of that book, we still here. See, thank Father I was blessed to know who we are. And I don't put myself above anybody. I'm from the baby of the family. I'm Banyangi. I'm Banyanyam. So if you Banyanyam and Banyangi, Banu, Aminu, everywhere you go, you're going to find mine. Bornu, Bambara. We know who we are. We know the Danites and the Gaddafi and the Guy and all of them, you know. God and Don and the Maasai from the Shemites, the Shemaim, the Shammai, the Simeon, the Simeonites, the Shamyanim. Yeah, the Maasai, you do all the jumping and all that, and they toil, they can run and all that, and they can fight too, believe that. Them boys, they might look a little soft, but man, they'll put you down quick. As long and skinny as they is, they'll lay you down. But yeah, we know our people. We know our people. And then you got your Leviticals. Your Leviticals, as you call them, the Walawis, as they are really the Walawis, all down in South Africa, spread it out. The ones that didn't get burned to And let me tell y'all something. Listen to this. This gonna trip you out. They say that the J1 that the Malawis have in them is the proof that they are Semitic. No, man. That's the cast that went out and mixed. You know what I'm saying? That they was mixing in with the strangers of the land, and they was cast out, remember? That's how they got that J1 in them, because they were the ones that were cast out. But yet and still they were, even though they were cast out of the camp, they followed the traditions. Their fathers still invested that in them to follow the traditions, to follow Torah, to study Torah, to instruct Torah to all the sons and daughters that came up after them. And no, they didn't go and mix back with the Persians or anything else. They started mixing in with the Khois and the rest of the family. Yeah, they got back with the family. But yeah, that's how they got the J1. Can't make this up. And brothers in the Congos with the R1B. Yeah, think about that. They were soldiers for the brothers up north. They were soldiers for the Mediterranean Europeans, so to speak, or the Goths of their time, you know, and they was mixing in black, and everybody was black, the Gothics and the Franks and all of them. They were all dark people. They were all dark people, bushy hair, whatever, and everybody was mixing in with each other. You know, you had shamans mixing in with you fight, whatever you want to call them. But then, you know, of course, we love them. Them Kemites, them Hamites, as they call them, Kamite, yeah, big round brown, yeah, little short women, boy, and we took advantage of it. And our women was loving on calm a little bit too. They tall brother, he know them things pretty good, pretty intelligent, very intelligent teacher. He was a teacher. You know, why they try to talk down on Kim or Calm. Was a teacher. He talked, look at the, come on man, you can't make this up. Look at this ancient land. That's the beginning of understanding. And then Ashur and all of that, yeah, all these guys, the Ashurians and the Ashayans. Intelligent, the Kushis that went across over to India. What we know as India, yeah, and all that, you know, and our people, they went over there. Ephraim went over there. Manasseh went over there. And over in Yemen and India, and over in Mumbai, all up and down China and everywhere, yeah, even over in Japan, they were in the islands of Japan, like, it's crazy, but yeah, all the negative things that was done to these people, relocating them and causing confusion in their understanding of Yah's understanding, and bringing them to nothing, making them servants to this world, the employees of this world, pretty much, having to accept, regardless, you know, whatever it is, bullshit, wages, man, you know. So you're still working as a slave. I always tell folks, if you got property and you have an account that you don't have to touch, and that account accrues money, but then you have your personal, you know, your day-to-day life or whatever, you're doing good. You don't have to touch your savings. You don't have to touch your 401k or your profit sharing. You're doing all right. You're not a slave. You're working. But if you have to figure out things and play and spending, but having to minimize everything and other things to make things fit and to be able to cover one thing by dropping off another thing, or either going without lights for 2 or 3 weeks that way so you can eat. That's slavery, my people. And that's how pitiful our Nefel brothers and sisters are. And they understanding of Yah's overstanding, because you're fighting to keep injustice in place. You're fighting to keep a foot on your throat. Because not only is it on ours, it's on yours as well. And we're finding it out bit by bit. Authoritarian isn't for you. It isn't for your good. It isn't beneficial to you. That's for the elitists. You have to break free from that hate that holds you to that drives you and compels you to align with something so wicked. Something that justifies hate. There's no justification in hate, and there's no way that hate can make it through any of the gates of Shamayam, what you call heaven. The kingdom to come, the red earth. In other words, just shining earth. No need for sun. No need for the sun. No need for the moon. Because the light shines through and through. But a lot ain't gonna make it because they can't remove that hate from their heart. But I'm gonna tell you this. To those who think that they are white, which is just all made up bullshit. I ain't black and you ain't white. What is that? What color is that? That looks pretty ruddy to me. Pretty red. You pretty red too. Just different type of reds. But you keep on stepping on mama's peoples. If you feel me, and I'm talking about the land. See, mama knows who her first babies are. She don't take lightly to all the years of her babies being abused and misused. So the time is bound to come where,